So what would be the first next steps that you would like to take here if you got a large donation, for example, from the community? What would you prioritize in the evolution, and what's your vision? What are the next few steps that would come in this space?
Well, at this current time, we're seeking a fiscal sponsor again to begin to apply for foundation grants, or if we are blessed enough to find a private donor that would like to contribute a large sum of money, we would secure the land, the sustainable straw bale dwelling. It's an adobe beautiful dwelling that's on the land, passive solar. There's some gardens that we've already developed on the land. We would also want to build a facility for horses to incorporate a decolonized version of equine therapy, which is basically working with the spirit of the horse nation, in a traditional sense with traditional teachings. And we also have the vision of building, I believe they're called accessory dwellings officially, tiny houses, or a grandmother cottage. Well, I should say tiny homes, a couple of those, a grandmother's cottage. It was suggested, since we are on the historical path of the long walk of the Dene people, that we approach a Dene builder about having a hogan built here for our Dene relatives that would want to visit. It's also been requested that we have teepees set up. We have plans to build both a male and a men's and women's lodge for ceremony for Anipis, and those are our initial plans. Anything else would go to sustaining what we've been doing, which is yoga for youth, prevention and education to prevent trafficking. We offer self-defense training for women, cultural consultations. Before COVID, we were starting a powwow club. It didn't really get too far, but that's another thing we plan to offer after we're out of this state of global pandemic. So just creating resources that are often available in bigger cities in Indian communities, but not necessarily in the rural parts of Indian country. And just rather than dwell on issues with lateral violence in communities, or corruption or lack of resources, we just figured we would create resources. The things that we needed the most, we are wanting to offer to other people. And first and foremost, that's a safe space to be Indigenous, to be traditional, and not to have spaces that are based on white supremacy and us, spaces that we're expected to fit into. So that's the number one priority, is maintaining that safe space for women and their families to come. Men are welcome too, as long as they're safe men that understand the system of matriarchy, that are willing to support and protect and take on a role of a traditional man. So this space isn't exclusive in any gender or any specific cultural identity, but it is primarily a safe space for traditional Indigenous people, and those that want to, share that space and create safe spaces based in matriarchy.